Hello and welcome, everyone. It is May 1st. My crew has told me. We are going to do a little video today. It's not going to be a long one. In fact, I know ahead of time it's going to be exactly 23 and a half minutes long. So it's pretty amazing. That's the magic of editing. Today, we're just going to show off a bunch of meteorites. I have some meteorites that I want to show off. Just no education, really. Let your brain go to rest. Let's just enjoy the beauty of meteorites. And we also have Pat Brown stepping in on a show and tell thing. But before we get going, I have a little echo. I have an announcement that I'd like to make on behalf of Topherspin Meteorites and the Knowledge Bolide channel. This is something that is going to be probably an epic event. It's coming summer of 2024. That's now, by the way. It's going to be a multi-segment, episodal, live interaction about how to curate iron meteorites, how to deal with oxidation, rust, deep rust, how to do galvanic processing, how to do etching, how to do anything and everything with irons. And I don't know how to teach this because I don't have the knowledge, but the best person that everyone in here will agree that we could have as our guest would be Craig Zlyman of Minnesota Meteorites. He is the master. He is the absolute master at cutting and prepping, and he does so much work with irons. But the thing is, there's not enough time for one human to do everything that's asked of him. So Craig's actually asked us if we would get his entire brain full of knowledge encapsulated in a multi-episodal series where he is going to give us a demonstration, give us a lesson, and then open it up for questions and answers. It will be live on YouTube and live on Zoom. You can interact with us and ask questions on Zoom, whereas on YouTube you have to chat, and that's really troublesome. So just join us on Zoom. But there's probably going to be everyone in the meteorite community that we know joining as he dumps all his knowledge out there, so he doesn't have to turn people away and know that meteorites are suffering. They're not getting restored. They're oxidizing, they're rusting. This is some information that is so valuable and so hard to come by that I cannot believe he's making it open to us. There are a few tricks of the trade that he is not going to go into 100% detail, but those are just his finishing and his final steps that he makes it pop or whatever. But the whole process and everything up till his exact finishing process is open for discussion and for learning and for exploration. So I'm really hoping that you guys will join us. It's going to be exciting. Everyone in the media community is going to go Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs over this. So be sure you join us. All right. Any questions or comments on that, guys?
Sounds like a great episode.
Yeah. Oh, Ron Metchus, I'm glad you spoke up. You have graciously made some really nice videos on our channel about the same subject, basically restoring irons. You've always approached it from a electrolysis starting point. So Craig says that's been covered. It doesn't need to be rehashed. We are going to work on everything besides electrolysis. So like I said, there's, depending on the status of the piece, the condition of the piece, whether it's light rusting, he has a process procedure for that. If it's deep rusting, there's a different procedure for that. He's going to give us the real information about the etching, about cut loss, all this kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited about it. And yeah, it's going to be multi-episodes. So
I'd be interested in some of the post-processing, like the acid neutralization, how he dries it out, how he preserves it. Because there's so many different ways. I'd be really interested in finding more out about that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you know, Ron, but everyone else who's watching this, follow us on Facebook / Topherspin Meteorites or whatever it is. And we're going to be posting there the upcoming information about it. We're also going to try to put it on YouTube as well. But if you really want to make sure you don't miss the live events, follow us on Facebook. I'm gonna do some show and tell now, guys. All right, I wanted to show off some Eucrite melt that is absolutely gorgeous. Here's the name. I got a few pieces I'm going to show, but this is they're all the same. NWA 15658. These were finished by Jules, Space Jules, on our crew, and they are just buttery smooth on both sides. Really cool because you can see a lot of the melt features, meaning the holes. Well, I actually got a pointer today. Someone commented on YouTube that I need a pointer, and yeah, there you go. The pointer's being used. Yeah, so these little holes right there are caused by the melt. You have nice river of melt here in the middle. Just absolutely beautiful material. And she did a fantastic job cutting these and lapping both sides for us. Let me show an end cut. There we go.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty stunning on the outside too.
Yeah. It's got some fusion crust out there as well.
Nice.
This one's a heart.
Ooh. Look at all the vesicles in the melt too.
Yeah, this is beautiful stuff. I got this in Tucson, and I was super happy that Jules was willing to cut this for me on her wire saw, so there wasn't much loss. Every piece is just perfect, and they're gorgeous. I knew they would be gorgeous on the inside by looking at the outside. I picked through a whole bin of them. But I thought I bought ones that I could cut, but they were just too big for my, without using my bigger saw. So I sent them over to Jules. She did a great job on them. Here's some stuff that fits on my lap or my saw. This is Menia. This is a very fresh new fall. It fell March 11th last year. And it is absolutely super fresh material, and I love it. So I cut it. It has lots of metal inside. Well, you guys can't see the metal, but trust me, there's beautiful metal inside, and it's super bright, unoxidized metal. As you can see, there's no brown in there at all, no tan. It is all 100% non affected by water. So Menia is nice because it's a witnessed fall. It's a nice budget one. It's a witnessed fall. It's got beautiful crust, beautiful on the interior. And, as Pat always says, the meteorites all start out at at 3.0 and then go from there. All meteorites that land are this fresh, but not many can you get in your hands and cut up this fresh. So these are friable, and I don't think I'm going to lap these at all. I don't want to lose material. But yeah, I got some really nice cuts. Had a great evening on the isomet saw. Just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, those are cool, Topher. And witness falls in the U.S. are in the 300-400 plus gram per dollars per gram, and this stuff is considerably less than that and is super fresh.
And you can see there's like even the tiny little bits. There's no oxidation in there whatsoever. Little
Wow.
baby end cut. Yeah, super. And Allison, we got some chips coming your way. All of these are fusion crusted, by the way. So I'm gonna send you a little.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I got some carbonaceous stuff coming your way too. Some little CK material that came off of these cuts right here. I still need to lap this material, but this I believe is CK5. It's not classified, but it's possible CK5. It's probable CK. I'm putting the 5 on there myself. But you can see on this one here, that's oxidation, obviously. When I cut this, it was beautiful, clear, shiny metal for all of about 3 minutes. And then as I'm watching it, all the pieces turn that color. So you can see how friable the Menia is. But it is a beautiful meteor. If you don't, it's nice to have a slice in an individual. Yeah, this is some super cool stuff. And then finally, last thing, I wanted to show off this for Oz. Oz helped us out on our sale. He jumped in the deep end and made the first purchase sight unseen. And this is, I told him I would lap it and send it to him. So this is his meteorite, and we're actually just going to give it to him as a gift because he came to our aid at the sale and got the first meteorite. So thanks, Oz. I want to show a sample that I repolished this past weekend because I had the same impression as you that my lapping could use a little bit of work. So this was a very beautiful piece. It's an LL3. It's an older meteorite. There we go. But it really woke up after I lapped it.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
Ooh, nice.
That's pretty.
Beautiful.
It did not look this nice before I started. I don't know why. It was just dull. There was nothing. Yeah. But even, yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, and that one shows the cluster chondrule texture as well. There are some chondrules that are very round that probably formed first, and there's one in the upper left there that has a white ring around it. That is an aqueously altered chondrule, and it almost certainly aqueously altered as a free-floating chondrule, and then later was accreted into a rock. And we can see a bunch of the chondrules in there are squished into weird shapes, non-spherical shapes. And that, we think, is because the chondrules were still plastic. They hadn't completely hardened yet. And so in the accretion process, being squished together, they get squished out of shape and tightly squished up with their new neighbors.
I wonder if that was worthy of doing some subtyping on, if they should have done that back in the day. But I think we actually have Chris Monk in the building.
I am in the building.
Nice. Welcome, buddy.
So I have not lapped this yet. So I did have a couple of things that I wanted to show because I've been searching for a bunch of stuff for a while. And I think I finally found a CR.
Cool.
It's again, this is not lapped, so it looks horrible, and it's
How can you lap it?
severely weathered.
Yeah, it looks friable.
Yeah.
It's not really friable, but it is very weathered. Like a number of these pieces cracked. You could see the huge weathering crack in the middle.
Yeah.
While I was cutting them, I went to pick them up, and it broke in half, like that one. But I mean, this one, and this will certainly, when I polish it, will break in half. But I think I finally found a CR classification.
Cool.
Wow.
So that one's cool. And with that, I also bought.
Save me a micro.
But this is another one that I got, and this one is also small. This is like 386 grams, also unpolished, you can see. But CV, and this is has a lot going on in there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that one might actually turn out to be a CK. The CVs and CKs have some weird overlap, and they oftentimes talk about the CV CK clan.
That's
Well,
cool.
and what was cool in this one is like I see at least two pieces in the bunch, and it's very small. Like the biggest one is maybe, I don't know, 35 grams. But there's one in particular that there's a type B CAI that's just like
Cool.
through the surface. So I just
Yeah.
want to demonstrate something here. So look at how similar these look.
Hmm.
On the left, I think on your screen, is the one I already have classified. That is 13838. The one on
that's
the
CV.
right is the new one.
Cool.
Wow.
I mean, but it could almost be the same material.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The matrix is at least as it comes through on the monitor. The matrix is a little touch browner on the previously classified one, and a little touch darker grayish on the new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is definitely slightly different. And if you notice the new material on the right is also, it almost looks like it's a little more tightly packed chondrals,
Yeah.
maybe more numerous CAIs, but I was just like, oh, that's almost the same material.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
But yeah, that one will also get classified. I was just super excited. I have nothing to get excited about when I'm working as much as I am. And so the advantage of having the wire saw that I can control from my phone is I can put one going, and I could go to work, and every couple hours I check my phone and I start a new cut and I keep going.
Cool.
And then I go to bed.
Well played, man. Well, I'm glad you joined us, dude. I know that your work schedule has been absolutely nuts, giving the entire desert power. So thank you, man.
So this is from the sale that the multi-dealer sale that we just had, and this is a Craig Slyman piece. He did his usual magic on it. Muonionalusta, and a little over 500 grams.
That is
Actually,
beautiful.
a lot over 500.
Yeah.
And this didn't show real well in the original sale because Craig's camera setup just wasn't up for the challenge. So I'm
We
gonna
told
try
him not to use a webcam. We told him.
and this is why, because he
Yeah,
had
look
stuff
at
like
that.
this
I
hiding
know.
behind
Yeah.
that webcam.
Yeah, the angle that one's cut at with respect to the Wittgenstein pattern is really sexy.
Yes. That is
And
beautiful.
both sides, I suspect this side is probably the side Craig was talking about finishing, but even the back has a lot to see on it.
Mhm.
And the way this got cut, and I believe Craig said that he wasn't actually the one who originally cut this, you actually do have enough thickness, you can just make out the exterior texture as well.
Cool.
So it's it's, as Craig said himself in the sale, it's not enormously rare material, but it's absolutely beautiful. And this is one of those pieces where if you want to hold a substantial piece of space, you
Mhm.
feel it when this is in your hands. So
Freaking half kilo, man.
yeah, there just wasn't anything not to like about it, so he got me good.
It's
Gorgeous.
really, really nice. Can I drop a little? I know we said you can turn your brain off, but I want to show you mentioned something, and Sue and I just learned something yesterday. So I want to teach the crew. If you look at this side, this is the display side. This is finished, polished, and etched. Now, when you flip it over, you see that side is etched and sealed. It is not finished, meaning it was not polished before it was etched. So these are terms that are going to be, we're going to learn how they're used and learn exactly when they apply. But if you look at this side here, and when you see the light, can you try to get the light from the side angle where you can exploit the waves in it? Notice how when that ring of lights comes over the piece, it's not as level and even as if you would, Cliff, do the other side for us.
You're watching the LED reflections from the top.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Now watch the LED reflections on this side.
Yeah, you can actually see the definition of the bulbs there.
Yes. So the way that was described to us, Cliff, was a finished side is polished. Craig etches both sides of everything he does, but because finishing, the polishing removes material about 5%, he lets the owner decide if he wants to do that or not. But by default, this is the way that iron slices are prepared.
Well, hopefully it's showing well, and having it in hand, I can tell you I would go this route because the back doesn't, there's not too much to dislike there. And then, you lose a little bit, but you get this artwork on the front.
Yeah,
Stunning.
the 3D visualization of that is amazing. MC Escher would be proud to have a print of this.
Wow, look at that.
There it goes.
That was it right there, man. Yeah, congratulations, Cliff. I saw you jump on that one during the sale, and I was like really happy for you.
It's I think the piece before that was that ungrouped iron he had, and somebody beat me to that. And then when this came up, it's like, okay, I'm doing quick draw here. This this
reminds
is not
me of
gonna
a
hang in
Google
there.
Earth photo looking down upon a city or something.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, it looks like a bunch of skyscrapers. You could just stare at that for hours.
Yeah, I'm sure Cliff has.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there it is.
Go.
Oh, wow.
The brecciation in there is stunning.
LL6 breccia. I'm trying to be real careful holding this because whoever cut this, Jules, I've been thinking that was you. That is, I'm afraid I'll snap it if I hold it wrong. So this material, I mean, it's got visual interest that I would normally associate with a low L chondrule formation setup, but it's just brecciated like nothing I've really ever run into. Get a little bit of a crust line even out there, but this is the showpiece, and look at that polish job on that.
Gorgeous.
I think that she only had 3 of those slices available, and they all went.
I think there were a couple more.
Oh, okay.
Sue can correct me. I think there was still one listed. I don't know how.
Holy crap!
It was like 5 of the 6 went, but I don't even know if that 6th one's still available. But
Wow.
oh my gosh,
Wow.
it's is so
That's
beautiful.
gorgeous, man. All
And
right, guys.
Now I'm gonna get
everyone-
myself cut too. More education.
Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Hold on. Okay, guys. Everyone wave to the camera. Good night. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. I can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Yeah.